Hey guys, it's Jessica here, and today I am doing a Morphe concealer review. I just got all my goodies in this box that it came in a couple of days ago, and I've been so excited to try these out, and I figured I would film a review type of thing. I really don't know about this background. I'm really trying to figure things out. I did get this huge light that makes things a lot easier so I don't have to film in front of my window over there. However, I am going to figure this whole background thing out later. We hope. So I figured let's just jump right into it. So I picked up the Morphe Fluidity foundation, which is their only foundation they have currently, which I'm kind of worried about because it says great for all skin types. However, online it said more oily, and I have very dry skin, so hopefully it doesn't go south. And then I also got their Fluidity concealers. I got two because they didn't really have the shade I wanted, so I got one light and one dark type of thing. And then of course I picked up these because one, I love Jeffree Star, if you can see his name, and also they're pink and they're pretty, and I love pink, so of course I picked them up. So before I get started, I want to read what these are supposed to do before I get started so I know their expectations that I should have. Okay, so according to the Ulta website and what their claims are, it says they're 24-hour longwear, sweat-proof, transfer-resistant, water-resistant, free of oils, fragrance, and great for all skin types, especially normal to oily skin, which is kind of my worry because I have dry to normal skin. So hopefully they come out with one for more drier people, because this is a matte foundation and I usually don't buy matte foundations. However, for the sake of this video, I did. So then the concealers, which I bought two, their benefits are 16-hour longwear, sweat-proof, transfer-resistant, water-resistant, free of fragrance, and it's tested, if you care about that. Okay, so the shades I got are F2.110, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Okay, also, so I went to the Ulta store to like buy them, and they didn't have them in my local store. You had to order them online, and I'm kind of happy because I would have based it off the color on this box. And look, they're literally not the same color. So, kind of happy I did it online. They have like the way you find, if you look online and it says like find your right foundation, and that's what I did. And so I got the F2.110 in matte, unfortunately, because they didn't have one. And then this one color for concealer looked really good for me, like perfect, but they were out of stock. So I got these two other shades that are totally different colors, but I'm hoping I can make it work. And that this one, the light one, which I definitely would recommend if you're very fair, is C225, and this is soft matte, the concealers, and then the darker one is C155. See what I mean? Like, the boxes are not the right color. Like, that, I'm trying to get it to focus, but it's not so bright. There we go. Like, that is not the same color as that. You see what I'm saying? Like, those don't match. Okay. I got this new, like, circle light thing, and I'm trying to figure out how all the lighting works, to be honest. So, yeah. So, we're going to start by clipping my hair back. Oh, and I also did wet the Morphe Jeffree Star sponges. They feel the exact same as the red one, but pink. So I have my hair pinned back, and the only thing on my face is I washed it with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost that I always do every morning. And then I put on Witch Hazel, which I put on every morning, and moisturized my face with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Moisturizer. And now it's not tacky at all anymore, so smooth sailing. So I'm going to start with the foundation, and I have my Morphe M439, which is just like this little kabuki brush, which hopefully is perfect for it because that's the Morphe brand. And then I'll go over it in the sponge like I do every foundation. So it comes with like a little one of these dispensers. So I'm just going to put it on my hand because this might be too dark. Oh no. Oh, actually this might be perfect. I don't know how much to put, so I just started with the little dime size because I don't want to go in with too much to begin with. Oh, I need primer. Okay, so I'm going to prime my face with the Benefit primer because I was just going to go in ham, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm just going to put that in my T-zone like I always do to minimize my pores. And I really feel like this does a difference, to be quite honest. And putting moisturizer on before I start really does a difference also. So I really do like my primer setup I have, which isn't much, it's just this and moisturizer, but definitely like it. So I'm gonna start with my cheek. Oh, it's a little dark. Well, I thought I found my perfect shade. Okay, so I just finished putting on the first layer. As for the coverage, it's not to my liking. I like a little bit more coverage. However, my skin has been looking pretty good lately, so it's not horrible. I would continue with this if I was not wanting full coverage, but I want full coverage. So I am going to do what I always do, and I go over it with a sponge. After I do a brush, I do one more layer, just putting on my sponge. Kind of how I like it, because this will make, hopefully, it look a little bit more dewier, because right now it is very, very matte. And hopefully the foundation or the concealer fixes that, because it is way too dark for me. And I'm going to be reading later the color match that I got for this one, and so maybe if you're doing it, you know that this means a little bit darker than I had pictured. So hopefully that helps you out. So I'm gonna do one more layer and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is after the second layer. I'm really liking it. I just need to blend the bottom a little bit more to my liking, but like I said, I'll concealer it up a little bit more. One thing I will say, this sponge is harder than the original Morphe sponge. I definitely feel like it's harder, and like putting foundation on, I feel like I'm actually hurting my face. However, I don't know if that's just because I brought it out of the package, I haven't used it a little bit more, so hopefully with a little bit more usage and love to this thing, it won't be so freaking hard. So I just pulled up the Ulta website and the colors, and I got the neutral medium with golden undertones. And it is a lot darker than that picture showed. And like I did the foundation shade, find your perfect, can you see that? Find your perfect foundation shade, and it came up with this. I'm not sure this is perfect, but it is what it is now. Okay, so time for the concealers. I am going to blend them out with my brush like I always do, and then I might try to use this little one because I don't know what I'm going to use these little ones for. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Morphe C155 first. This is the applicator. It's like this weird dofa. It kind of looks like they're... Is it the same? Okay, update. It's not the same applicator as the lipsticks. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped everything on the table in front of me. Okay, so update. It's not the same dofa applicator as the lipsticks. I thought it was, but I'm just weird. It is this weird little like thing, but we're gonna put it on. And then I'm going to blend it out, and then I'll add what needs to be. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe E8 concealer brush. It is really light, so I'm definitely going to have to go over with the other shade. Like I said, this wasn't the shade I wanted to get, but it was the shade that I had to get. And like I always do to prevent the straight line going right here, I actually bring my concealer up a little bit like such. So just a little tip for you. Now I'm going to go in with the Morphe C25 with the same applicator, and I'm going to put this one lower. I'm not going to go straight in right here because I feel like that'll kind of do the opposite effect. But I am just going to go over to help blend it a little bit more. Just to help blend that white shade. And then with the little bit left over on my brush of that darker shade, I will go under my eye, just so the darker shade doesn't make no under eye lightness. Okay, now we're going to do the same with the other eye. Okay, so one reason I like the Tarte concealer is because I can do that, and this is kind of like stuck where it is at the moment. It's not blending as easily as it was on this side when I did it like right after I put it on. But I do that with my Tarte, and I actually let my Tarte dry a little bit. This one, do not do that. If you do that with your Tarte, don't do that with this one. I'm going to put the light one on a little bit more and bring it down a little bit more than like how I did the other one. It just was it was difficult to blend because it had been sitting there for a hot minute. I'm going to bring it down like such. And then taking the darker shade, I'm going to do what I just did and kind of like such. And then blend. Really do like this color combination, however I would have liked it a little bit better. Then I'm going to go over with the residue on my nose, and then take the lighter shade and put it on my forehead. And then I'm actually going to go, because if I blend that out it's going to look horrible, with the darker shade I'm going to just kind of put that around it so it blends that, and then a little on my nose. See, that shade's not gonna conceal me, but this shade, the light, you just gotta make your little combination here. And then I will highlight my T-zone, and I will go over it all with my beauty sponge. Oh, I just came back and I wet my sponge, and it is still hard. I think it just needs a little bit more love, but it is very hard. But we'll figure it out. And I also washed the atrociousness off my hand, even though some is still there. Okay, so I'm going to set my face, but I'm not going to bake my face because it is a very matte foundation, and honestly, I could almost walk out like this, but I'm not going to, but I could. But I'm going to use the Morphe E41 brush, this little puffy brush, and my Ride or Die Airspun Loose Face Powder Mix. I have not tried, for my skin, I have not gotten a better powder than this $5 one at the drugstore, so I definitely recommend it. So I'm just going to set my face and just gently, but I'm not going to set my under eyes just yet. I did exfoliate yesterday, so I don't have as many dry flakes as I usually do, but I feel like this foundation would definitely cleanse to my dry skin, so. But we exfoliated the other day. So I did finish setting my face with the Airspun powder, and I'm going to set my under eyes with this, the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I usually bake and then go in with the step, but I just feel like if I do that, it's going to look cakey real fast. So I'm going to take the little sponge and like this side right here and go in with Lyric, this light shade, and this shade. No, these two shades. Which is like a banana shade and a light shade. It's the Lyric and Leviathan shade. And I'm just going to go like this in my little pan with my sponge and just mix it. And then I'm going to take this and go under my eye and set it like such. Bring it down and go. I'm just going to do the top of my eye as well. And really get in there with the creases to ensure that it's set, because I did not bake it. And then I'll do the same for the other eye. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I am done with my makeup. Don't ask me what happened with my eyebrows. Just don't ask that. As for the eyeshadow, I said I was gonna do something natural and then this happened. Oh well. Anyways, so I do like the foundation. I do think it doesn't transfer, it is transfer resistant. We will find out if it lasts 24 hours and if it is sweat and waterproof. Luckily, or unfortunately, it's very cold outside at my house. Even though it's May in Texas, it is cold outside, so I might not even be sweating. But we'll see if it holds up. I did want to give the prices because I realized I never gave the prices of the foundation and concealer. So the foundation itself retails for $18, which you cannot beat. If it is a good foundation, it is definitely going to be worth it, which we will find out later in this video. Because most foundations run $40, so that is definitely nice. It is a little bit more expensive than drugstore, I think. I haven't bought a drugstore foundation in a hot minute, so I really can't answer that. But, I mean, it's less than $20. You really can't find anything better, especially if it is worth it. Then the concealers themselves are $9, which, like I said, you can't beat. The Tarte Shape Tape, for example, is $27, and the Tarte Shape Tape foundation that I had, I think, was like 40 something. So it is a very good duo. And as for the sponges, okay, they retail for $16. And you do get 3 sponges, because I think the original is like 10. I don't really know. And then you do get these little ones, which I'm not sure I really like the little ones all that much. I really don't see myself getting all that much use out of them. I'd rather just use the big sponge, cover more area, and be done with it. However, it is a nice little touch to add in there. As for this big sponge, it is still hard. I'm gonna have to like work with it, I think. I think it just needs a little bit more of my love and more of my use, and then maybe it'll work itself out. But I am going to do a little close-up, show you a close-up of the foundation. It does look really good. It does look really nice. It did take on concealer, blush very well. It wasn't tacky, even though I didn't bake it. I just kind of lightly set it. It didn't have things stick to it. I really did like it. For my eyeshadow, I used the concealer as a primer, so we'll see if that works, because my Tarte Shape Tape, that's what I do. I do have eyeshadow primer. I just now thought about putting that on, but we'll see if the concealer holds up the way the Tarte Shape Tape does. Is it this eyebrow? This eyebrow is just... I gotta fix my eyebrow. Okay, I think I fixed it a little more. Oh, sorry about the eyebrows. So, we are gonna go through our day. It is currently 12:29, so 12:30. It is currently 12:30. I am going out for a Mother's Day celebration. I'll try to get some footage in between that. I'm not taking anything to set or touch up. I never really do anyways with my foundations because I have dry skin. I don't really touch up my face. My face really hardly ever gets oily, but I will try to film maybe something in the bathroom because I am with family. A little bit of thing, and then if not, I'll probably be back later tonight, and then I can sit down and show you how I look. So let's hope it works out and I don't end up looking like a giant sausage oily sticky thing. But back the end of the day. I had a whole full day while you watch this video. Isn't that crazy? I'm weird. Anyways, it is upside down 9:20, which I think I did this at 12:30, so almost 8 hours, and I love this foundation. It looks amazing. It held my contour, it held my highlighter, my eyeshadow. I'm not sure about all that. Bronzer up here. It does show some of my creases. Unfortunately, I definitely would go back in time and I would have baked, even though I was very scared of baking. because I felt like since it said it was for normal to oily, I was like, if I bake, it's gonna make my skin look flaky, but I do not think that is. I think it has a great mixture of making my look dewy but not overly dewy. I don't even know if it makes me look dewy or if it just my highlight makes me look dewy. It's just like, it doesn't add any extra dewiness. So if you want dewy, I would recommend putting, like if you want your whole face to be dewy, I'd recommend putting like one of those powders that like have dewiness in it. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, like highlighting powder type of thing on. However, I think this is perfect. I would definitely rewear this, definitely will rewear this, definitely will be repurchasing the foundation in my color. I think for the price point, it is 100% worth it. I mean, you can't beat $18 and $9. You just can't, and it comes with, this comes with 1 ounce, which is normal in foundation, and this comes with a little bit less than usual. It comes with 0.15, and my Tarte one comes with 0.33, so it definitely comes with a little bit smaller amount, but you only pay $9 for it, so you really cannot complain, because even if you bought 2, it's still only $18, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's definitely worth it in comparison to the price point. I also think the finished look looks great. I will say with my eyeshadow, like right here, you can see that crease line. Can you see that? And I think I could have fixed that with baking. When I did my whole face, I usually bake my eyes a little bit with more powder, but I was so I want to say generous, but that is not the word. I was so careful on how I was putting powder because I was just so afraid of the flakiness. I would definitely redo that differently. However, like I said, you can't beat the price point. You can't argue with the finished look. I think it looks great. I think it's worth it after 9 hours, whether or not it lasts 24. For me, I don't need my makeup to last 24 ever. I'm hardly ever in makeup for 24 hours. But it's held up 8 hours very well, and I feel like that is the normal average day makeup time. You know, work day, roughly 8 hours. So I definitely think it does that. Like, I'm happy with the result. It has my contour, it has my highlight. You can see my nose, contour and highlight. My lipstick is something else. Eyeshadow, I mean, it's not horrible. Yeah, it's creasing a little bit, but I mean, what do you expect after 18 hours or 8 hours? Same with that, which I think all of that could have been prevented if I had just baked normally. So yeah, I definitely would repurchase this, and I definitely recommend this to people. Out of the 2 subscribers I have, I know a lot of people don't really want to invest in a $40 foundation and a $20 to $30 concealer. Like, they'd want something that fits their budget but also still looks like a $40 to $30 concealer foundation. And I think this is it. I think if you're looking for something that works well, fits the budget, and you will get results as if you spent the price point, this is where you should go. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, and I definitely think you should check it out. Whether or not your skin is oily, dry, normal, I think this could work for you. I think you can make it work for you. If you have oily skin, like, you would bake all the way through, and you would have to touch up, because I feel like when you have oily skin, you're gonna have to touch up no matter what, because you're gonna get oily and you get those blotching patches, and you'll be fine. Black patches, you know what I mean, those blotching tablet thingies, and you'll be fine, you'll be good to go. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Definitely think you should check it out, and hopefully you will like it. Also, I hope you like this video setup, kind of a review wear test type of thing. If so, comment down below if you want to see a particular item, powder, concealer, foundation, eyeshadow, anything like that, any wear test, anything of the sort. Totally put that down below, and I will 100% do it if you put a request in. 100%, bottom, no questions asked, I will do it. So if there's anything out there that you want to try, anything out there you're a little curious on, put it down below, and I will do that for you. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.